Namaste to everyone. Namaste Gopal Bhaiya. Good morning. Welcome to the morning session. Today is day 19 of 13th batch and we are reflecting on this assignment. Ji Bhaiya, can we start?
Namaste भैया.
Ji Bhaiya, namaste.
So namaste everyone. So we are trying to understand human being. So we are investigating human being as the coexistence of self and body. So we are discussing that I am a consciousness, we are a consciousness unit and body is a material unit. So self and body are two units. Their needs are different, their activities are different. Activities of self and needs of self are continuous in time, while activities and needs of the body are temporary in time. And I am seer, doer, and experiencer. Body is just an instrument. So in that context, we are working on this assignment. Observe how you are the seer, doer, experiencer, not the body. Observe the role of sense organs while seeing, doing, experiencing. Observe how self is central to human existence and body is merely an instrument. So we are trying to verify this, whether the given proposals are true for me or not, are right for me or not. So let's take few sharing on the assignment. Ji. So if anyone wants to share. So the purpose of this assignment is to verify. So how much time I am aware that I am taking decision. I am experiencing happiness and unhappiness of my decisions. I have ability to see, to understand. So this assignment is helping us to investigate that I have potential to see, to decide, and to experience. Body is only a bunch of physiochemical activities. So there are differences in the activities of self and activities of body. So physiochemical activities are taking place in the body, but decisions are not there. So decisions are happening at the level of self. So I have ability to take decisions. So this is what we are trying to see with the help of this assignment. And if I consider myself body, then I try to ensure continuity of happiness with the help of body. And that cannot happen. So understanding consciousness unit, understanding myself, understanding body as a material unit, it gives us clarity to make right program. So with this clarity, we can see how much time I am devoting on myself, how much time I am devoting for the body. I need to nurture myself. I need to protect myself. I need to revitalize myself. For that, I need to understand harmony at all levels. And body is an instrument. So I want to live with continuous happiness. For continuity, I need to understand. For understanding, I need to information, proposals from outside. For that, I need body. Once I have received proposals with the help of senses, now I will work on my right understanding. I will make effort on myself. Right. So it is the self who wants to understand. It is the self who is taking decision. It is the self who is experiencing the happiness or unhappiness. जी नमस्ते भैया.
Namaste. I am attending this time UHV2 at Chandwar. I am a participant. Today is the last day. When I attended the first day and they allotted me the room, and after completion of the first day itself, I went to the room and I saw it was dirty. Then immediately I given my reaction, "Arey, how it is dirty," and I feel unhappy. But then on the same day, it was taught to me that body required the physical facilities, but why I should unhappy? And then I immediately realized it, and I given my attention to my own happiness, and I just clean myself that room, and I made myself happy. This is the experience from my side, sir. Namaste.
So have you completed भैया UHV2?
No, today is the last day. Today
Okay.
we are going to share our total views about 8 days.
Okay. So where it is being conducted? Where? Which place?
Chandwad, Maharashtra, by Vinay Chidri Bhaiya.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So it is offline.
It is offline, residential. And I am only the person who is outside, from outside. Others are only from the college side.
Oh,
Mm.
जी. Nice भैया.
Namaste.
Namaste भैया. Namaste. So as you shared that you are feeling dirty. So whatever experience we have at that moment, whatever decisions we take or whatever conclusions we make from our surrounding. So it create happiness or unhappiness. So if I am ready to take responsibility, then I will not be happy, unhappy.
जी
I will do cleaning with happiness. If I am not able to take responsibility or if I am having reaction, then it will create unhappiness.
जी भैया
So decision is up to us. So that's why we are saying self is doer.
हम्म
So it's my decision to be unhappy or happy. So earlier you took decision, so you felt unhappy. Then you changed
yes
your decision, then you felt happiness.
yes
So it is all in our mind. So that's why it is important to know that dirty room is not making us unhappy. It is my
correct
decision who is that is making me unhappy. And I can change my decision. जी भैया
जी
nice.
thank you नमस्ते
नमस्ते भैया।
Namaste, sir. I'm audible.
जी जी
Good morning, sir.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
Actually, after so many days, I'm sharing. Yesterday, uh, like when I was going to my college, returning from my college, so उस समय there was like with my there are a number of cars which were passing by, and suddenly there was a dog which came, and the car in front of me actually say means the dog was not visible, and the car in front of me changed the route. And I suddenly noticed why it happened, and I instantly looked at the car, saw the number, and then when the car changed the route, I was able to see the dog just in front of me. I applied the brake, and instantly I realized who applied the brake, how it was applied. Means there were so many cars moving around, but I remember the car number which suddenly changed the track. So I was able to like that time I was thinking about UHV only, but uh, but it came to my mind that there were so many cars passing by and I was not realizing them. But it was I who was seeing everything, but yet there was no reaction. Maybe I was thinking about something. Maybe there was song which was there, and so many things were going on. But when I concentrated, I remembered the name of the. I remembered the car also, and it's all about focus when it comes to self, because everything is going simultaneously in front of us. We are seeing them, we are experiencing them, but the reaction comes when self focus is on it. So obviously that self ordered brake lagai means apply the brake, and that time I was able to even though when I did last time also, that time I was like I got many when I started thinking, I kept on thinking a lot, and I realized that body and self are two different thing. And now these whenever we apply ourselves to this, it becomes more and more evident that body and self are two different things, two different entities rather, and there is a coexistence when we see who is seeing itself, which sees and then instructs the body. Likewise, I was feeling hungry, and I said, "Bhai, when I reach home, give me the food." That time I was also observing, and suddenly there was some news flash on TV, on mobile phone, and I was like. I forgot about the food. And wife came on, see, khana leke aayi and you're not having it. That time I again realized, even though I was hungry, but just because my center of focus of self changes, that that food, maybe food was in front of me and I was not eating it. So obviously, it's always the self where we focus ourselves upon, and that can be anything. And it's self which decides. Maybe body is giving you senses also that there is, maybe you require food, but unless and until self is also focused on that, we won't realize we are hungry. Maybe it's all about our what self is focusing upon, and obviously it's only possible when self and body are two different entities. This was my experience. I'm not a, I've written it very. I just thought I will be sharing because it has been long time I have not shared anything, and I've been silently observing whatever assignments have been given, and it's always nice to listen to you. Over to you, sir.
जी. So nice suggest, sir, that you are observing very sharply, and your awareness is also increasing. So we can see in many incidents that I am seer, doer, and experiencer. So body is just passing information, and there is a gap between me and the body. So that's why we have choice to read that information, to take decision on that information, and respond outside with the help of the body. And if it is not required, then we don't use the body. We get resolved inside us. So it is up to us. So with this awareness, we will be able to see that we have many choice with each information. And this choice is within us, not outside. And with awareness, we can also see that we are not bound to respond or react everything that is happening with us. It is our choice. And due to the choices available within us, I experience happiness or unhappiness. So it is up to us what choice I am taking. So that makes me happy or unhappy. So body interact for very less time, or we should say we interact with the body for very less time. Most of the time we are indulged within us. We are thinking for something, we are trying to understand something, we are experiencing something. We interact with the body when we think now it is important to respond outside. Otherwise, most of the time we are indulged inside. So, for example, suppose one person makes some comment. So this information takes very less time to reach to the self, but people are busy to handle this comment inside themselves. So they keep thinking about the comment. Sometimes they come with feeling of opposition, they feel unhappiness. Sometimes they take decision with feeling of relationship, they become happy. All day these things are happening within the self. So it is good that we are able to see it, that I am taking decision, I am seer, I am doer, I am experiencer. So that is very nice, sir. Ji, Rajat ji.
With this, with this observation, one thing also happened. Like it helps us, like whenever there is a contradiction, the time of getting out of that contradiction is reducing. Initially, last time it was my first time, and there were so many questions which were coming. This time, it's like I am giving the answers because it feels like ये step follow करेंगे and it is helping, sir. And I see the change in myself. Number of questions they come, and whenever there is a contradiction, I am able to answer myself, and the time has reduced a lot. Why do I waste, like just now you said कि when you are when like किसी ने कुछ कहा and then we react to it, the reaction is going on in the mind for the entire day, and this happened last time a lot. But this time I feel let go of things, right? And let go is what I learned, and is helping. Because why to focus on which is not going to have any productive output, and it's helping me. Thank you so much, sir.
जी. So let go of feeling of opposition. Let come in feeling of relationship.
Right.
So there is no need to let go of with that people. Let go to feeling of opposition. We keep observing, we just observe and let go feeling of opposition. Let feeling of opposition go. Gradually feeling of relationship will come, and that will ensure happiness within us.
I don't know if I've shared this before. Maybe Didi ke saath I've shared. Initially,
जी.
when I was with my students, I used to feel like पीछे someone is talking, right? Initially, I used to get like वो बात कर रहा है, and I used to shout out of anger. Now I found out I what I say is now what I do is I just say see relationship in my mind. The last step when we talk about. So I say see relationship, and once I see that, now I smile, and then if I have to, but initially there was like it was an instant that I outbursted, like I shouted or I changed their places, I scolded them. Now that is not happening at all, and when I see, I just see the relationship, and then I take conscious decisions. Sometimes I even smile here because now I see relationship rather than, and there's no contradiction in my mind, and I do take these steps. Now also I'm changing their places while they are sitting. Maybe I sometimes uh, scold them also, but there's no contradiction in my mind. That is the difference which I see now. So that decision making has improved a lot, and that is because of this UHV. I'm sure.
जी. Nice. नमस्ते भैया.
Namaste, Bhaiya.
जी.
Namaste to all. Bhaiya, just I want to reflect here. I want to check my understanding about some words we use. Uh, so, self is central, and self is seer, doer, and experiencer that I can see. Uh, Self has innate nature, and that innateness is to be happy and to be in harmony. And natural acceptance will help us to make a decisions according to our innateness. And intentions is the outwardly uh, actions of us. Means our intention is to be happy, our intention is to make others happy. So that intention is the outwardly action of us. And due to the preconditioning or some assumptions, we cannot recognize our innateness. We cannot refer to the natural acceptance. And every one of us, which is right now here, they have
realize that we have some preconditioning or assumptions which is barring us to be happy or to be in harmony. And for that purpose, we require right understanding to align our thoughts towards the innateness and towards the natural acceptance. जी भैया
जी.
जी
So we want continuity of happiness. We want to make us happy, to make others happy. This is our intention. And it can be actualized with the understanding of harmony.
जी
So many past experiences we have that are not aligned with the harmony. And so that makes us indefinite, that makes us unhappy. So what we need to do, we need to verify all the proposals. We need to explore ourselves in the reference of harmony. Then our intention to make us happy, to make others happy will be actualized. So this need is very important, that we are feeling that need to understand harmony at all level. This is very important. जी भैया.
जी one more thing is there that is it so that once ourselves are exposed to some idea or exposed to some desire, then that desire or thought does not vanish. That's why the nurturing and the protection of consciousness is necessary all the time, and applying the right understanding.
So basically our desire is to be happy.
जी
Now this idea to ensure happiness, it may come from outside or it may come from inside.
जी जी
So if it is coming from outside and not aligned with my intention or the harmony, then it creates problem.
जी जी
It is coming from inside and inside from my natural acceptance.
Okay.
Then it is aligned with the harmony. Then it creates happiness.
Okay.
Right here.
जी जी जी
जी.
नमस्ते
नमस्ते भैया. नमस्ते भैया.
नमस्ते भैया नमस्ते सभी को
जी.
भैया आई एम एक्सप्लोरिंग दिस कंटेंट फ्रॉम लास्ट 3 years and also teaching in my college from last 2 years. So few things are getting clear, but still some doubts are there. Like when we are talking about the activities of self and body, we are saying activities, and in with reference to activities, we have one practical also in this subject. Activities of I, activities of body, and activities of self and body, activities of both. Are you aware about that, Priya?
जी जी.
Yes, Priya. So when we are saying activities of self are continuous and activities of body are temporary, it is not continuous. It is not continuous. So what I explored in this, there are 3 types of activities. Only of body, only of self, and some activities are performed by the combination of these two. So when we see the activities of body, many activities are continuous. It is not temporary, like heart is working continuously. So sometimes I have doubt here, Means whenever there is some this type of questions are raised, not very clear to me also. So this is my first question here.
Okay. So heart is working here.
Yes.
Heart is working, but if you see in terms of activity, activity of heart consists of two activities. Na? For example, one is heart. If you see heart, then it compresses and it expands.
Yes.
So this is going on. So expansion of heart is not continuous.
Okay.
And when it shrinks, it is also not continuous. So there is a break. So at one time it expand, take air from outside, one time it shrink. So this heartbeat is an activity of this expansion and shrink. So neither expansion is continuous nor this shrink is continuous. So that's why we are saying activity is not continuous. Maybe as a system, it appears that is continuously working. For example, body. As a system, it may appear that it is working. But if you see activities, activities are not continuous. So many cells are decomposing, many new cells are forming. But as a system, it may appear that body is continuous for 10 years, 20 years. But all activities are not continuous. The whole body is combination of many activities. And those activities are not continuous.
Okay. So in that way, we can extend this exploration to all the parts like kidney or lungs, everything. Because right now, if I speak about myself, I'm not able to see the activities of kidney. Like heart, we can see up to some extent, but there are few parts like liver or lungs or kidney. We are not able to see the activities. However, it is functioning, but just like we can see activity, we can observe activity of heart. We cannot observe activities of other parts, like which I have mentioned. So, but the same thing can be applied there also.
Yes, Bhaiya. So when you eat food, so many cells are replaced. So old cells dies, new cells take charge of that function. Now you are getting your heart working because of new cells, or kidney because of new cells. So each time cells are being replaced by new cells. But as a system, it may appear that it is working continuously. But when you go to the activities, these activities are changing, not continuous.
Okay. At very subtle level, things are happening, and because we are not able to observe the things at that subtle level, so we can't observe that.
Yes, Bhaiya. So we can read in biology or many other science, or even we can observe, for example, your body. The shape of your body has been changed since childhood. And many activities are influenced with this change. So your heart, if you see your heart, eyes, even if self is not there, our body organs work for some hours, some days. After that, they dies. So for example, heart and lungs, they work for 4 to 6 hours, livers for 8 to 12 hours, kidney for 24 to 36 hours. After that, all our body organs die. So why it is not happening with the when we are with the body, because we are giving food to the body. So they replace old cells, new cells comes. They start taking charge of the whole system. So that's why it is not appearing that it is temporary. But at the level of activity, all these are temporary.
Nice, yeah. I got the point. I got the answer. One more question. However, I'm observing this in myself, but sometimes when it is put in the form of question, for that clarity, I'm putting this question.
Ji.
Like we are saying, yes, self and this decisions are taken by self, and that we can observe. But overall, the idea of self and body still, it looks like hypothesis. It is a separate unit. Yeah, I can see the activities, I can see the needs, and these are different. But this is a separate unit. That still looks like a hypothesis, because if this thinking or this desiring or expectations, it is happening outside, it is not very clear to me. Sometimes we are saying the thoughts are like our brain is thinking, heart is feeling. This type of concepts are also there. So how can we say that this is happening in another unit? Maybe it is happening in brain, heart, or inside the body. Till that we cannot observe these two units separately in some forms also. As a hypothesis, it is clear to me also, and I'm able to see all the activities separately, and whatever the proposals I'm exploring, with that certain level of transformation is there. But still, it's not very clear.
Ji. So the problem is we want to see the self with the help of body or instrument. That's why we are not able to digest that self exists separately. You know?
Yes.
So this is the issue. And self is more subtle than the body. Body is gross level formation. Self is subtle level formation, SUBTLE, subtle level formation.
Yes.
Now this subtle level formation cannot be seen through gross level formation.
Yes.
And as a science background, we all are habitual to see everything with the body or with some instrument. But we can see directly. I can see myself directly. For example, many times we take example. Just for example, suppose I ask you, do you have feeling of trust or mistrust for someone? Can you see it or not?
Yes. Yes.
You can see it. And now you don't need any eye for this.
Yes.
Without the help of the body, we can see it. And irrespective of what condition of your heart is, what is condition of your this lungs, irrespective of this, you can see whether I trust that person or not. Right. Suppose you are sitting in a good environment, there is a AC, good temperature, you are in relax, you are with relaxed mind. Suddenly you remember someone and you have a feeling of opposition. Now, irrespective of conducive environment for the body outside, you can see that you are in trouble. In fact, at night, when body is sleeping. So you are not aware of your body, but you can see yourself. While sleeping, we can see our imagination. So all dreams comes in our imagination that we can see, but we are not aware of body while sleeping. So this kind of examples may facilitate you, but ultimately we need to increase our ability to see subtle level reality.
Yes, Bhaiya.
And so problem is we want to see subtle level reality with gross level formation. So we cannot see gross level, subtle level activities with gross level formation. We want
Yes.
to, we should come at subtle level, subtle level. So we should increase our ability to see subtle level reality. So that
Right.
ability has to be increased
Yes.
rather than searching for instrument that can see subtle level formations. We have potential to see subtle level reality, and we need to increase our competence so that I can see that those subtle level activities. Right, Bhaiya? So that we
Yes, Bhaiya.
need to improve.
Yes. Yes. And one very small question, Bhaiya. We are calling self as a consciousness unit, and we are giving name to this body as a material unit. So the reason is only the activities or like knowing and assuming is taking place. That's why we are giving a different name to it, like consciousness.
Ji. So this ability of knowing or assuming differentiate material and consciousness. So self has knowing, ability of knowing or the assuming. Material doesn't have these abilities or other orders like pranic order. They have only recognition and fulfillment, not knowing and assuming.
Yes.
This is the attributes of consciousness.
Yes.
So because of assuming, we can pet animals, but you cannot pet trees. So for example, dog, it has activity of assuming. That's why you can train your dog. You can train him to get to take newspaper, to stand like this, to bark on that neighbor. You can train it, but you cannot train any tree that you hide your fruits when my neighbor comes. Tree cannot do that because that has not ability of assuming. That's why there is no consciousness. So this is the attribute of consciousness, knowing or assuming.
Okay. And that's why we are putting these mosquitoes or butterflies in the category of pranic order, because they do not have this attribute of assuming.
Ji. If they don't have these attributes, then they will come in pranic order.
Also, categorization of this pranic order and animal order is just based on this attribute of assuming, because otherwise we see the difference in trees and mosquitoes or butterflies, but still we are putting them into the pranic order.
Ji, ji, ji.
Because here we are taking assuming as the base.
Ji. So at
Okay.
least assuming is there, then we will say there is a consciousness.
Okay, Vijay. Thank you so much for giving so much clarity about all these questions. And I will try to explore more at a more subtle level so that I can see I can observe the activities, subtle activities also. Thank you so much.
Ji. Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay. So let's move towards next slides. So by discussing human being, we are trying to understand ourselves as a coexistence of self and body. So in the previous discussions, we discussed self is seer, doer and enjoyer, experiencer. Body is an instrument. Now we need to understand self in more detail, in more depth. So how we can understand this self? We can understand this self in terms of activities. The more we are aware of our activities, the more we are clear of ourselves. So each unit has some activities. So material has some activities, plants have some activities, animal has some activities. Similarly, consciousness is also a unit. That's why it has also some activities. Now, if we are clear of these activities, then we can say that we understand ourselves. We understand consciousness. So in this session, we will explore the activities of consciousness, activities of ourself, activities of this self. So if we see our daily routine, so either we are interacting with human being or we are involved in ourself. And where we are involved in ourselves, that we need to explore. So if we observe our activities, then we can say that other than interaction of human being, we keep thinking something. We expect something from outside. We are desiring something. So these activities are going on in us. So all these activities put together is called imagination. So activity of desire, activity of thought, activities of expectations. All these are put together and we are calling it as a imagination. In scientific language, we call it as mind. And whatever is happening in our imagination, it reflects outside in terms of behavior and work. Or we can say our behavior and work is an outcome of our imagination. So whatever we are taking decision in our imagination, it reflects outside in terms of behavior and work. So when we are thinking something, when we are desiring something, it is happening at the level of self. If I want to express it outside, I may take help of body. Or some information comes from body, I read it, now I start thinking on this information. So body is being used as a medium to take information or to express myself outside. Rest are happening inside us, inside the imagination. And if you see the source of imagination, so preconditioning is one of the source. Preconditioning is one of the sources. Sensation is one of the sources. And one source is natural acceptance. That is innate in us. That is our innate nature. So these sources governing our imagination. So many things we think because of preconditioning, because of sensation, and natural acceptance is with us constantly. So few things we are able to see, because of natural acceptance in our imagination. Right. So preconditioning, manyata, means whatever I have assumed without verifying it. So we have assumed many things. That is now a source of our imagination. So for example, suppose we are doing PhD, and we have seen our guide working of our guide, that he is called his research scholars. He is asking the research scholar to publish more and more paper, and in this manner the number of papers of guides are increasing and his profile is increasing. Now after spending 2 or 3 years with him, it may be our preconditioning. Now with this preconditioning, I may guide others, and I will do the same things with our research scholar that was done by my guide. So I may be preconditioned with that manner. So just give me 1 minute. I am changing my network. It is losing. Am I audible? Tara Prasanna bhaiya?
Yes, भैया, you are audible.
जी, ठीक, okay. Another example we may take for understanding. So for example, I have seen my father, how he manages his family. So for example, if anyone has observed that father dominates mother, dominates child, and in this manner he is able to maintain so-called peace within the home. Now if I am not aware and I have accepted it without verifying whether it will lead to harmony or not, it may be our preconditioning. So I may be preconditioned with this methodology to run home. Now I may be running my home in the same manner. So this is how we get preconditioned from our environment. So we are seeing many people behaving in different manner, and if we are not aware, we assume it true or right. The moment I assume it right, it becomes our preconditioning. So I am not verifying it, but somehow I am considering it right. Now it will create desire. Now it will be my desire to dominate other. Now I will think, how can I dominate other? Now I will expect the other peoples to dominate. So this is how our imagination goes all the day. So for some people, I have some kind of preconditioning. For other people, I have another kind of preconditioning. For some circumstances, we have one kind of preconditioning. For other some circumstances, we have another kind of preconditioning. And all that is my imagination working with the source of that preconditionings. So if we have not verified, we have assumed it as it is. Maybe my two preconditionings are conflicting with each other. And these conflictions create contradictions in our imagination. That becomes source of unhappiness. Similarly, sensation, one of the sources of imagination. So for example, you are sitting outside and one Mercedes pass away. Now this white color Mercedes has a dog at the back. Two people are sitting there. It is passed very fast. After seeing this Mercedes, I may get influenced. I may start thinking that for a good life, this kind of car is required. For good status, this kind of car is required. Now it may become your desire. It may become your desire. Now you will start thinking how to get this Mercedes, how much I need to earn, what are the ways to accumulate money so that I can purchase Mercedes. Now I may start expecting everyone to help me to accumulate more wealth. And if people are not able to help you in those desire, you may get irritated. Now it will go on and go on. So this is how our imagination is run. One more source is natural acceptance that we are studying for a long time. For example, I want to nurture my body. So this is my natural acceptance. But my preconditioning is life. We are having life for limited time. So let's enjoy it. Enjoy up to the extent we can enjoy it. Now it is contradictory. It is conflicting with my natural acceptance. Now there is a contradiction in my imagination. So this is how this imagination is working with these sources. So it's time for Hindi session. So we will continue this discussion. I have just opened this slide for you to think over it, to observe yourself what is working in you, preconditioning, sensation, or natural acceptance. So we will discuss it tomorrow in detail with your sharings. So we should stop